Welcome to JED's Journal Podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Now here's your host, Jim Deedlow.
Travis, what's your position?
So I am a representative for the council, Central Midwest Regional Council of Carpenters.
And you and your position?
Same.
That's it? But you come out of different locals. I mean, that has to be put into this context because there's a lot of carpenters in the region and a lot of people in the trades and watch the trades. They're like, all right, you're a rep on the council, you know, big deal. It doesn't say too much about you. But you come out of 599, right?
Yes, I'm a member of Local 599.
And
I sit on the executive board for Local 599. I'm the treasurer there, also a delegate for Local 599. And I'm a representative for the Central Midwest Carpenters.
And you went to where, high school? Right behind us, right?
Gavitt High School.
Yeah,
Yep.
It doesn't exist anymore, right?
Last of the Mohicans.
That's right. I drive by that thing every day. I know I live right back there.
Yeah.
And
it's just sitting there, right?
And yeah, every once in a while, some guy's out there with a weed whacker, and I'm like, why?
When we did our 20-year reunion, that was back in 2022, we were able to do a walkthrough. The people that came to the reunion, and it was like a ghost town in there. It was like post-apocalyptic. You walk through there, and it's like they just got up and left. There's still books and desks and like just office supplies everywhere. It's eerie. The pool's empty. There's a A-frame ladder sitting in the pool. It's like
the parking lot is. I mean, for a while, one of the construction companies was using it, but it is just. And there's beautiful fields out there. I mean, the baseball and the softball and the football fields. I mean, someone's going to have to do something there eventually.
At least you're able to tour your schools. My schools don't exist.
What is that?
None of my schools I went to exist in Gary. Started from Drew School all the way to Wirt. All my schools are closed down. And you definitely don't want to tour them now because they're probably horrible condition.
Well, what happened to Wirt? Is Wirt has nothing in it or has some sort of academy or something? No, you know what? I'm thinking of that right off of Marquette Park, there's that grade school.
Yeah, Williams, I believe.
Yeah.
Williams Elementary.
Yeah, and, you know, that looks like they're keeping that up, and it's pretty nice.
We actually had, we sent some members out there, I want to say 2 years ago, to install furniture. Yeah, that school is definitely operational.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. As a matter of fact, I love that Miller area, man. The way they've put all that money in and around it. And I think a lot of times people don't realize it. So you grew up in Miller?
Yep.
And lived there and went to school, and now the school doesn't exist. Both you guys.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, you guys, is one day Munster not going to be there because you guys are going to rub off on me, or what's happening?
We don't want that to be a trend.
We don't want that to be a trend. Hey, Central Midwest Carpenters, I just want to say thank you guys for all this beautiful studio equipment and for sponsoring the sports in a big way. And hope you guys got on at the right time and are in a long-term contract. And you have made it so that we can stream a lot more teams, and we appreciate you guys doing your role in the community.
Well, appreciate you having us on this morning, bringing us in, and it's an all new setup in here. It's been a couple of months, I think, since we've been on, but that's what I told Travis. We walked in, and it looked like we're going on Conan O'Brien, sitting in the chairs here. We got your coffee, and it's nice, though. I like it. It's a fresh look here, fresh feel.
You see this thing? The Mediocre Golf Association. Now,
oh yeah, our ad was supposed to be first.
I know, but we spent the same amount of money, okay? And plus, actually, I spent a little less, but it's my cousin. All right, operators, all the Rexes are operators, and I told him, I go, this is BS that you guys now when you go to this page, JED TV Sports Network comes up front. And then the Carpenters logo. Are you okay with this?
We'll let you go first. Chivalry's not dead.
All right, good enough. I just, isn't it kind of weird, though, is that, you know, we both investing in what an operator is doing.
That's
and the operators aren't even on here. I bet I should probably do something. Hey, I want to say thank you also to the plumbers that signed up, Sal Espino. He brought all the plumbers, and they will be on the JED TV Sports Network as soon as we get the games going, and they'll be on my morning show and that kind of stuff. Right. So we are trades-based. Obviously, I come out of the Laborers Union, and I got to tell you, even from my back being a 16-year-old kid on a job with a permit, as a laborer, you were taught, like, oh, that guy's a carpenter. He's probably a blankety blank, 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 right?
Well, I only can imagine what that blank is.
Exactly. I mean, it just never goes away. So when I see you guys, I just want to start ripping on you. And I could, because it's my radio station and my desk and everything, but I'm not going to do that. Partly because I like you, and partly because you guys write me a nice hefty check. I appreciate that.
Yeah, mostly the latter.
Yeah, mostly the latter. But don't you ever get that? I mean, come on. When you talk about, like, say, Roach over at the Laborers, or you talk about the Sparks Brothers, I mean, you're like, it's kind of like, all right, they're laborers and they have to look out for their own, and you guys have to look out for your own, right?
We do.
Yeah, I mean, that's naturally how people are, just like it's family. You know, we're family. Family look out for family.
There you go. And there is a somewhat of a rivalry, I guess, between the laborers and the carpenters, partly because it goes back to whose work is that, and that's where it kind of all starts. But when it comes down, though, and like someone is going to diss on the laborers, the carpenters are the first ones to come to their defense. And I will say that, and I have seen it in practice. Hey, guys, let's go through some of the work that's going on right now. Where are you guys sending out a lot of guys right now?
Huge projects going on right now. The solar farm, the Mammoth one, that's little bit southeast of here, Winnemac. Eastern time zone too, but there's 450-ish carpenters out there right now.
From the council? What local?
From Central Midwest.
From Central Midwest, is that mostly 1005 or 1425?
That's a mix of 599, 1005, 1485, and 1076 millwrights.
1076. They got millwrights out there?
Millwrights are out there as well. Yeah.
So what do
They're
they
all
do?
UBC members.
What do they do at the solar farm?
Well, they set the piles. And I have a basic understanding of it. I'm not at all a solar lead or anything like that, but they do a pretty simple pile, goes into the ground with a machine. That's so there's operators and carpenters doing that work. Then they set the racking on top of those piles, which is, like I said, just a pole in the ground. The racking goes on. Then we set the panel glass. That's all done by carpenters. Then the electricians do the wiring, plugging it in and whatnot.
So you got a number of operators, mostly operators, carpenters, and electricians out there?
Yep.
You got some of the other trades, I'm sure.
Laborers are out there.
Laborers, I know, have some people there.
Yep.
And so that's 425 carpenters?
450-ish, and they're growing.
450?
There's more going out.
And there's more going out. Where are you getting all these guys?
Locally.
Yeah.
They're all from the region.
Yep.
So if you guys don't understand this, and I don't know how I'm explaining how the carpenters work, but 599 is kind of, I think, west of Klein. 1005 is Klein to the Porter County line, right? Is that right? Or roughly? Roughly in that area. And then 1485 is a lot of kind of, I guess, west or eastern Porter County and LaPorte County, and they are also, so those are the three locals around here. And between the three locals, or between the council, how many carpenters are there total-ish?
Well, council-wide, there's over 37,000. If you're talking Northwest Indiana, we're probably about 4,000.
So 4,000 carpenters, I mean, you can absorb 450 and keep people going, but it's kind of an art. Then you got to know how many apprentices you're taking, right? And how is that going? And if you guys know where it is, if you're driving down I-65 and you look out at that big, beautiful building just to the right off of I-65, that's floor coverers, millwrights, and carpenters. That's their training center.
So as far as the apprenticeship, we're pushing over 700 apprentices.
Really?
Our Maryville campus.
700 apprentices?
And growing.
Yeah. So how are you getting them?
So from Maryville, no, I ain't going to say Maryville, from building trades programs throughout Northwest Indiana. And also we got a lot of partnership with Pathway, certified pre-apprenticeship programs out there in Northwest Indiana. So we got a lot of people that come in through these different programs like Indiana Plan. I know Pastor Walton and Gary, Indiana, created a program which we created a partnership with as well. We get some candidates from programs like that. Michigan City just implemented some new programs with the Indiana plan. So those are programs that we have out there in place that helps with the organizing efforts. And then on top of just organized and unorganized, we get people that come from us from the non-union side that's got some experience, that usually can verify that they have the experience, and then they transition to us if we have a contractor that's going to put them to work.
So if they're, building houses or whatever, and they want to transition over to being a union carpenter, is there a way for them to transition and not have to go through, how many years is their apprentice? 4? 3 or 4?
4
4.
years.
It's 4 years, and not have to do that 4-year apprenticeship? Can they come in a little bit higher on the either a couple years into apprenticeship or maybe even as a journeyman?
Yep. There's opportunities, and there's actually a crew of representatives out in LaPorte because there's so much work going on in New Carlisle as well. So the LaPorte reps are out organizing. So that means they're out hitting job sites, non-union carpenters. They're talking to these guys, finding out their experience levels, and there are ways to come into our apprenticeship at a higher level. They can test out, or if they've been framing houses or doing carpentry for 15, 20 years, a lot of them fall into that category. We're like, hey, would you like to make more money? We have a life-changing opportunity for you. We have health insurance for your whole family. You can get a pension. Maybe you only have 5 or 10 years left before you're planning on hanging it up. We don't want to be a carpenter when we're 65 years old banging a hammer. Give 5 years in, you got a decent little chunk of pension there. So it's a great opportunity we just had a meeting last night. I was telling our members, hey, we need some experienced guys too. We want to grow our apprenticeship, but those guys that are out there working non-union, they're making, maybe they're making $30 an hour, but they're not making those benefits. Maybe it's steady, maybe it's not, but we have steady work for a long time with the solar farm, all of our work across the lakefront. We have a ton of commercial work going. We got the new convention centers coming to Gary, and all that work in New Carlisle. The work is not going away. Some of the other stuff is in question right now, like that hydrogen hub. Some people say it's a dead deal, and we don't really know right now. So, but all the other work is still there. So we need to grow organization. We need apprentices, and we need journeymen. It's a great time to grow. It's a great time to come into the organization.
You've mentioned New Carlisle a couple of times. Explain what that is, Travis. What's happening in New Carlisle?
So in New Carlisle, which one, this is a job outside of our area, so I don't know too much details, but we have a lot of carpenters out there. We are fortunate enough to send a lot of our members out there that also help out with our Northeast team. We do have a group of representatives out there that service that job site, but in New Carlisle, we have the Amazon project. Multi-billion-dollar job, it's putting several hundred members. I don't know the exact number, but it is putting several hundred members to work, and we are fortunate to send, like Sam said, a lot of kind of skilled people to that project, and they're learning the skill, and then we're able to organize and send people out that way. It's good to, right now we're in the process of organizing heavily in that area to try to get people from the local community and the surrounding communities to work out on that project. But as far as details, I don't know too much about.
So the reason I bring that up is that Amazon thing has been thrown around at billion,
11 billion.
I've heard 11 billion.
Yeah.
And to put it into perspective, the BP modernization project, which changed the region for the time that it was going on, try getting a hotel room or any of that during that time, because there were so many travelers in town, was I think around 5 billion total. I think it started at 3 and then it went to 5, but they modernized it, and it took up most of the trades that went into the refinery all had to bring in tons of travelers and that kind of stuff.
And a tough time economically.
And it was a tough time economically. So the Amazon plant is actually in St. Joe County, right? So South Bend takes
Bend.
Yeah, but I know 1485 and John Carr and those guys, they've had to give them a lot.
Right next door.
Yeah, they're giving them some, and then sometimes that might cause a little bit of you got to move
There's
people
a rep
back
in the
and
South
forth.
Bend office hitting jobs with those other reps from the local 1485, and they're organizing. We need them here. They need them there. Let's work together.
But that's the thing, like what you were saying, a lot of trades are structured different. We don't have jurisdictional lines. Our members work together. Whether you in East Chicago, 599's area, you can be a 1485 guy working out in this way. I'm a 1005 Carpenter representative. I also service jobs out in the LaPorte County area. I help them organize. So that's one of the perks that we have within our organization, to be able to, step out and work as a team.
So, how has, you guys are putting, a lot of effort into and resources into our sports network, and we appreciate it, taking a long-term sponsorship of that. How is it going at that level? I mean, how many kids are coming? I mean, are kids coming out of high school and going right into the trades at 18? Or is it sometimes better they go out and they work some other job and then all of a sudden they're 20, 21? Or maybe they go to college for a couple of years and it doesn't work out. What is the typical carpenter right now? Apprentice.
Wage?
Yeah.
Our apprentice is a little over $23 starting out, first-year apprentices.
First-year apprentice at $23.
27.
27. Yeah, we just renegotiate the contract.
It's north of 27. Yeah.
North of 27.
So say $27.50. Some kid's making $15. Working for his uncle, cleaning up a job site or something like that, and he's been doing it for a couple of years. I mean, is that the typical person you bring in, around 20-ish, or where's that coming from?
If you're looking for a number, it's probably mid-20s. But when kids are graduating from high school and they went through those building trades programs, that's where our eyes glaze over. Those are the ones that we want. When they're trying to decide what they're going to do for the rest of their life, here's an opportunity for a career for the rest of your life. And we know a lot of those kids are like, hey, I just graduated, I'm partying, it's summertime. So we're coming out of that summer. So
yeah.
And we brought many kids in from those programs already. Some of them got to work right away. But if that's you out there, if you went through those building trades programs, we're ready. We need you. We got an opportunity for you to start making some good money and earning while you learn, right?
I talked to the enrollment person. It's not just the Carpenters. PNW is a big sponsor, IUN and Cal College and Trinity. I mean, and there might be another one coming here. I've talked to some of their enrollment people, and I'm like, how's enrollment? God, it's so competitive right now. Well, what exactly is competitive? You're getting more local kids who want to stay home for college. Yeah, we're good on that. But the trades are taking so many people now that they weren't taken 10 years ago. And has the attitude changed? I mean, how many kids went to college, built up $30,000 of debt, they're 24 years old, and then they get a job making $32,000? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a problem.
So, do you guys feel that you're, I guess, more accepted as an immediate option?
I would say it's definitely changing. Like what Sam said, we have a lot of work opportunity out there. So we increased our intake of building trade kids. Now we have building trade kids that's been in 1 or 2 years. That's now they're talking to their peers that's still currently in high school. And so their peers that's in school seeing what their friend is achieving. So naturally, we're getting more and more kids that's trying to even sign up for building trade programs. Like here in the Area Career Center, I know we have a lot of kids that's interested in trying to join the program, but they're only limited to so many spots. So more and more people want to join, but they just don't have enough spots. So it's definitely changing. We're getting more and more participation. Got a lot of good investment in CTE programs.
Travis and Sam of the Carpenters Council, Central Midwest Carpenters, just kind of stopping by to talk about things. Did you guys have anything specific you want to hit, or did we cover it?
Well,
I haven't made enough fun of you, so I'm not. We're not done yet. But do you have anything else you wanted to hit, Travis?
I actually do, and Sam probably do as well. I want to talk about organizing. Just want people to understand there's opportunities out there. I hear it a lot. People think that they have to have experience to come to this organization. You don't always have to have experience. And also, people need to learn what pathway programs out there. It's so much of an investment into the building trade programs. Programs like Indiana Plan. Like, people need to lock into those programs, apply, because those can be an introductory into getting into the trades. Like, the work is not slowing down. We're only going to grow. So if you're interested in getting into a trade like ours, look into a pathway program. reach out to us. Let us know what your experience level is, so we can try to get you out to work with one of our contractors.
Who's running the Indiana plan right now?
In Northwest Indiana, it is Emmanuel.
All right, I met Emmanuel. And who used to run that? Who kind of got it started? Who was Jory out of the electricians. And he got that started. I remember when he just started. I think it was like 2004 or something like that. And he's like, man, nobody's listening to me, man. And then all of a sudden, you guys got a number of minority men and women to come in to the trades. Are you getting any? I mean, are they hearing that? Because what I see is a lot of times kids come up and they're good with their hands. They might be good examples, but they don't have the example in their family that a lot of these second and third generation carpenters do. How do you get to them?
That's why we recognize that mentorship is something that we're big into. You don't have to be a member for me to mentor you. So next week, speaking of Indiana plan, we have a tour that we're putting on. I believe it's a large group, at least 30 plus of them, that's coming into our training facility. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to talk to them, help at least guide them in the right direction, because it doesn't matter what trades you want to go into. I just want you to be prepared. I want you to understand, you got to treat apprenticeship like you treat work. Show up, and don't just show up to have that will to learn. So, we do our best to try to get people prepared, but it's a lot of minorities that's joining.
Yeah, and you got to, honestly, it's just as simple sometimes as saying, this is open for you. I mean, it's not just, other people or their dad was a carpenter or that kind of stuff. Yeah. Especially if they're any good with it. Anything on your mind, Garduno?
If you're a veteran, come talk to us. We have a special place for you in our organization. Believe in taking care of our veterans. We find that veterans oftentimes have the fabric of what we're looking for, of the responsibility of what it takes to be a carpenter. Yeah, they have that structure. So being a veteran myself, I hold it near and dear. I bring in a lot of veterans into the organization. They have the opportunity to come in and streamline as a first-year apprentice at a minimum, just like our building trades that come out of the high schools. Some of the other programs, you talked about Indiana Plan, Job Corps is another one.
Job Corps.
But yeah, all of our information is at carpenters.com. I think it's cmwcarpenters.com, but but if you look at carpenters.com, that takes you to our landing page. Find out more about our organization. You can also fill out an application online, but prefer if you reach out to a rep too, so we can get you going, because we need you right now.
Mm-hmm. There you go, man. It's and honestly, they're not the only trade that is looking for people to go into the apprenticeship school. A lot of times they're fighting for some of the same people that are going at other jobs, and you just want to take a look at what's going on in the trades. I want to say a special congratulations to my Uncle Danny, was the business rep. I think he had Garduno's job at one point. Before that, Dan Brown is now the building guy, inspector out in Maryville. Kind of a part-time job. He's lived out there forever. But his grandson, Jake Haney's out of 599. He just had a baby, and congratulations on that. Yeah, so it's a kind of a big moment in the family. All right, guys, thanks for dropping by and waiting while I talk to Matlock. And where's my swag?
Where's my swag?
I like that.
I told Travis coming in, it's supposed to give me a quarter zip, right?
Oh, I forgot. I actually have them now, too, but they're at home. I will definitely, we'll make a trade, right? Yeah. There it is. Just so everybody knows, is I like swag, which would be free stuff to wear, and I will wear it. A lot of times I'll be out, and people are like, hey, are you in Carpenters 599? No, but I support them.
You earned it.
I earned this baby. Hey, man, thanks a lot. We'll be right back on the Voice and Face of the Region.
You've been listening to JED's Journal podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Thank you for listening.